No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Unity Renaissance family. You can stand and join me for our opening song. Everybody get up on your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody get up on your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Hey, welcome to the Renaissance. It's fall. Suddenly it's fall. Feels good, doesn't it? I'm excited about today's service for so many reasons. First of all, I have the great pleasure and joy of conversing with the wonderful Tom Baker about the existence of God today. Welcome, Tom. Tom's a former Catholic priest, a beloved member here at Unity Renaissance, also a licensed clinical social worker, and a very dear friend. And I'm excited because the choir's here today, looking and sounding great. And I'm also excited today because Richard is going to sing the announcements at the end of the service. So right from the get-go, I want to tell those of you online particularly, stick around for the whole service today because you don't want to miss this. And also before we start the service today, I have to acknowledge what happened here yesterday because it was incredible. One of the most beautiful things I have ever witnessed or been a part of. It was our unjudged experiment, and such incredible connections being made, stereotypes, prejudgments being broken down. You know, when you have a one-on-one conversation with someone whose life experience and background is very different from yours, it can be sort of mind-blowing, honestly, and very heart-opening. And the whole morning and afternoon was filled of that kind of love and that kind of awakening. So I just am so grateful to the steering team that made this happen. Margaret Jenkins as the team lead, Charlie O'Dowd, Donna Shannon, Shafiq Amin. You guys knocked it out of the park. To all the presenters who opened their hearts and shared such vulnerability. Really a beautiful thing, and I really hope that you guys do this again and again and again. So thank you. Well, Unity is positive, practical, progressive Christianity. We follow the teachings and the example of our way shower, Jesus, in seeking to more fully love ourselves, love God, and love one another. It's all about love. And from that consciousness of love here at Unity, we honor all paths to God, all names for God, and all expressions of God. And each and every one of you watching us online today, never forget this, that you are an expression of God, that you are indeed a spiritual being having a human experience. That's a big aha when we realize that. And as we learn to connect with that divine essence within us and we behold it in one another, that divine light just grows and grows, and it shines out ever more brightly to light up the world. Our vision at Unity Renaissance is, together, a spiritually awakened world, living in peace, love, and joy. And we are manifesting that vision through our mission, which is, together, we transform lives that transform the world. Let's begin our time of transformation this morning in prayer. I invite you to close your eyes, breathing in deeply, releasing into this present moment. Sweet Spirit, we're so grateful to be in spiritual community this morning, here present as well as online. We feel this connection of oneness with one another and with all of life. We're so grateful for this philosophy that lifts us up, that empowers us, that helps us know the truth of our very being, helps us connect with the power of God within us to change our lives. We affirm a transformational service today, new ahas, new insights, new connections, new love, new friendships. What a blessing it all is, and we are so grateful. Thank you, God, and so it is. Amen.
Check one. Hey, right. All right, let's all stand. Let the choir lead us in our next song. Ready, guys? I'm thankful, so grateful. You know why? Because I trust in God. Here we go. I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one in the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one in the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God.
Now from that place of joy within you, I invite you to join me in our divinity salute as we turn to greet our neighbor with a bow. Together, the divine in me greets the divine in you, and we serve and celebrate together for the glory of God.
Unity, Renaissance. Do you see yourselves? Beautiful colors. You bring in the light, you bring in the love. I am so grateful to be here as your platform host. Thank you for allowing me to do this today. My name is Peggy Taylor, and I am so grateful that I am here, that you're here. I wish you could see how you look from up here. The brightness, the light, we are blessed. Well, going on. The word for today is prosperity. Please join in our affirmation together. It's on the board. As my source, I live abundantly. No matter how much I have in the bank, the kind of car I drive, or the house I live in, I know these things are mere manifestations of abundance. The source of all prosperity is God. I look beyond appearances to find a deeper meaning of prosperity. Meaningful work that I enjoy doing is part of my prosperity. Not only because of what I earn, but also because of the satisfaction I feel when I use my skills. My house becomes a home when filled with people I love and care for. My financial resources don't diminish, but multiply when I share them generously. As I look beyond the good things in my life to the love, the creative insight, and the limitless flow of divine ideas that bring them into manifestation, I discover true abundance. And those who were here yesterday experienced a divine idea from congregants here, Donna and Margaret. And we all were blessed. We all received an abundance of love and concern and care for other people through that experience yesterday. Presently, I just thank God that I chose to come to that event. So as we look forward to the good things in our lives, to the love, the creative insight, and the limitless flow of divine ideas, I'm repeating that brought them into manifestation, that's when we discover true abundance. Our scripture verse is from Proverbs chapter 8, verse 18. Riches and honor are with me, enduring wealth and prosperity. If you would like to have prayer support today, we have several options. You may fill out a prayer request form, and it's at the prayer table by the chapel, or submit a prayer request on our website, unirenaissance.org. You may also call the Unity Prayer Ministry, Silent Unity, at 1-816-969-2000. Thirdly, for those who are here, we have a prayer chaplain. We have two. Wonderful today. I'm glad they're standing. After the service, they will be in the chapel across the hall past the bookstore, and they are there to support you in prayer. Lovingly support. They are really, if you have not been, it is a wonderful feeling when they pray for you. It's a total act of love. I'm just letting you know, if you feel you want some extra love today, they have it. So now that I've gotten over that, I just feel when I think about what they do and how people volunteer their love to support us, we are such a wonderful family here. I agree, amen. So now will we please rise and sing the Lord's song.
Holy Creator, we praise your name. Your will in heaven and earth the same. Supply our needs, Lord, from day to day. Let your forgiveness light our way. Lead us away from temptation's hold. Deliver us, Lord, into your fold. For all the kingdom, power, and praise, with you began and with you stays. Holy Creator,
Who art in heaven,
praise your name.
hallowed be thy name.
Your will in heaven,
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever.
For all the kingdom, power, and praise, with you began and with you stays. Amen. Amen.
sir.
Felt like an umpire.
There we go. All right. Welcome.
Thank you.
So today, Tom and I have the delightful task of talking about whether God exists, very central question in both religion and spirituality. And I thought before we began our conversation, I would just share some statistics about this in this slide. I don't know how well you can see this, so I'm going to read it to you. But this is a survey done by Pew Research. They're really renowned for the quality of their religious research surveys, etc. This is from 2018. And they asked people, do you believe in God or not? And the answer was 80% said yes, but that 80% was broken out into 56% who said they believe in God as described in the Bible. And another 23% of that who said they believe in God said they believe in some other higher power or spiritual force, so not necessarily the God in the Bible. But then over there where it says 19% said they don't believe in God, 9% of those said, but they do believe in some higher power or spiritual force. And then only 10% said they don't believe in anything at all. So if you combine those middle ones, 23 and 9, about 33 or so percent when you round up, believe in some other higher power or spiritual force they may or may not refer to as God. So I think that's the significant fact here, that about a third of respondents said they believe in a different kind of God.
I think that's very optimistic.
The survey results?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I think that because people are searching now that some of the traditional religions have fallen apart,
right,
are kind of going down the drain.
Yeah.
I don't mean it that way. But yeah, people are searching.
Yes, people are searching. That's when people say they're spiritual but not religious, they're saying that I'm seeking. I'm interested in other interpretations of these ideas.
Yeah, I think of the God of the Bible as a beginning.
Ah.
It's a place to start. It's not a place to end.
That's good, although some people do end there.
I know they do.
According to that 56%. So what comes to mind for you, Tom? You go ahead to the next slide. What comes to mind for you when somebody says they don't believe in God?
Well, my father comes to mind first.
Okay.
And my father was a searching person. He was a person who said often that the question is sometimes more important than the answer. And I kind of grew up like that. I didn't resent my father's atheism, but it kind of astonished me. It surprised me because I've always believed in God, partly because of my mother. When I would go out to play, my mother would say, God is with you when I can't be.
Wow.
So she gave me this idea that there was some invisible presence there that would help me if I got into trouble.
Yeah. I found that when sometimes when people find out that you're a minister or priest or whatever the case may be, if they're not a churchgoer, for example, one of the first things they'll say is, I don't believe in God. And so what I've learned to say back to them is something that Reverend Wendy Craig Purcell writes about in her book, Ask Yourself This. She says, if somebody tells you they don't believe in God, ask them, tell me about the God that you don't believe in. Because this is really significant. The term atheist means that you're not a theist, right? A theist is somebody who believes in God as a super being, as the man in the sky, as all that kind of thing. So to be an atheist does not necessarily, just by the term itself, exclude other interpretations of God. But more often than not, if you invite somebody, you may find this in your own conversations, if you invite someone to tell you about the God they don't believe in, you will find out it's not the God you believe in either. I'm saying this for Unity people here. And you can actually establish some common ground. I found that really helpful. Yeah. You know, atheism can be a beginning, not the end. So my question for you, Tom, is what is your concept of God?
Well, I heard a very wonderful concept of God yesterday from Margaret Jenkins.
Aww.
And she said, My picture is on God's refrigerator. I think that's pretty good. I guess my notion of God, well, first of all, I'm kind of cautious about it because the more you think you know about God, you probably don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So God really lives with me in a kind of mysterious sense, just as my wife is kind of a mystery to me as well. Not that she's God, but sometimes she sounds like it, good and bad. But no, I'm a little wary of reducing God to a concept. Yeah. In the same way I'm wary of reducing anyone to a concept or to a diagnosis. Mm-hmm. But God, if I have to do that, I would say God is the perfect parent. He's the perfect love. He's the perfect friend. He's all those things about love that we talk about and we strive for. Mm. So that's God, and God is all around us. In some sense, everybody senses God, and they sort of know God when they see it.
Mm. Or feel it.
Or feel it. Yeah. Or feel it, yes. Yeah. That, and you felt that with God, with church, with people, in relationships, with your children. You've felt God present. The problem is God will not be reduced to a concept.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, in Unity, we're pretty careful about not thinking of God as a parent, just because we don't want to continue to personify God. It starts to conjure up some old, right. Or could possibly. So, but I love what you're saying about not conceptualizing in a way that contains what God is, because I remember in ministerial school, we were pressing one of our professors about this, and he finally just said, it's all a mystery. And I thought, you know what? I can be okay with God being a mystery. I can be okay with it being sort of the unfathomable, if you will, this sort of overarching presence, intelligence, love, consciousness, it's sort of a sense of sort of beingness itself, not a being, but more beingness itself. And that's hard to sort of put in a box,
it is.
Right, when you think of that. And I wanted to share, I think sometimes, well, certainly in Unity, we try to pay attention to and follow what Jesus taught. And Jesus did not teach the angry, judgmental, punishing God that a lot of, I think, more traditional Christianity tends to lean toward. But Jesus taught, this is from a book called Death of the Mythic God. Jesus taught that we're one with God, not separate from God, that heaven is not a place in the sky, but a level of consciousness, that God is not a man requiring the subordination of women, but a unified presence encouraging the love of all, that God does not belong only to one religion, but can be accessed by many paths, that God is not a God of law, but a God of being, that God has no negative features such as judgment and vindictiveness, and that God is to be accessed directly rather than through a patriarchal hierarchy. That last one is super important, is it not? Right? Because that's what he was going against in his own religion at the time. God is not a supernatural being who intervenes on earth on our behalf. Rather, we are responsible for doing the works of God on earth, and we are responsible for whatever surfaces in our lives. Doesn't that sound like Unity, like through and through? It truly does. I think it's a huge shift in everybody's spiritual journey when they begin to open up the mystical aspect of God rather than the personified aspect of God.
Yes, as I get deeper into God, or God reveals itself more deeply to me, I sense that my identity is in God. That who I really am is one with God. Mm. That's the final verdict on who Tom Baker is.
Ooh, I love that, Tom.
Yeah,
that's your true essence.
That's my true essence. That's your true essence. That's everybody's true essence.
Yeah, that's the truth we're waking up to. So when did you first have a sense of God? Were you a little boy?
I was a little boy, again, with my mother, who told me, go out to play, and God will be there when I can't. I often thought that God was in kind people. When people were kind, teachers, students, everybody else, that God was there, and that there were different people in their kindness and in their genuineness who were like God. So I kind of had the sense that God was all around me.
And did you call it God at the time when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Did you sort of think of it as God, my friend, God, this presence? That's sweet.
Yeah, I was a sweet little child.
Yeah, I bet you were. You're a sweet guy still. So I don't think I really had a sense of God, but I think I was a seeker as a kid. I think I was looking for something. I wasn't sure what I was looking for. I felt like there's more to life than what I'm seeing in front of my eyes. And it wasn't until I got into Unity that I realized I'd been looking for God.
Yes.
You know, even as a kid. So my father, like your father, was an atheist. And I'm just wondering, did that affect you in any particular way? Like, did you talk about God in your household?
My God.
Oh, my God.
Talked about God all the time, about how God wasn't around. My father...
Because your mom and dad were on different pages around.
My mother was a very devout person and believed in Edgar Cayce. And so she had a Cayce God, and my father had a kind of... no God, and we would talk and discuss, and my father would ask me questions. My father was also very, very afraid of death, and he combined the two. Since he didn't believe in God, that death was just oblivion, and he didn't like oblivion.
Yeah.
So we used to go picnicking in the cemetery, so my father could meet death on its own terms.
Did you seriously do that?
Yes. Yes.
Did that help?
It didn't help him, but it got me very interested in death and very interested in God. His proclamations, and I don't mean to promulgate, but his proclamations about God were so extreme that it just got my back up. And I got very curious about God and about death. And I found that both of them were very happy things.
And did your dad change as he approached death?
Yes, he did.
So how was it at the end of his life?
Oh, he believed in God in heaven. And
it was just changed like that? Or?
Yes. I said to my father one time, how are you feeling about dying? He says, oh, I'm feeling much better because I'm closer to it. And I think there's a heaven, and I think there may be a God.
Wow.
Counted for him, I hope.
But that's what you want, is for him to be at peace at the end of his life,
yes.
right?
Yes.
And so ironic, same exact thing with me. My dad was an atheist. We used to have rousing debates over dinner, really get into it. And at the end, he believed, you die, that's the end of it, there's nothing else. It was very stark. And at the end of his life, I'll never forget, I'm spending time with him. He's in hospice and contemplating the end. He goes, well, I'll say hello again for you. That's my grandmother who had passed away. And I'm like, what? He just sort of fell into that, and he was very ready to die. So he did not have fear around that. So he had some sense of, more coming. So have you had experiences of God as an adult that you would want to share?
Yes, I may have talked about this before, but it's my most extreme experience of God, and the one that I go back to over and over again when I have any doubts about God. And it was the story about when I was in the seminary. It was winter and close to Valentine's Day, and I was sitting in a chair a bit like this, and I had a table beside the chair, and I was praying. and I prayed that God would kiss me. And I was expecting maybe the ceiling to open up and some wonderful divine lips would come out and just smack it on me. And I looked down at the table and I saw a cricket. And the cricket jumped up on the arm of the chair and then jumped up onto my cheek and jumped away. You said God right there, Sheila. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought, wow, God is amazing. And then as the night went by, I had a TV and I stayed up late and watched Johnny Carson and listened to his jokes and the guests and everything. And I thought, oh, well, it's a cold night and the cricket needed a warm place and my cheek was warmer than the table. And so I dismissed the whole thing. I wanted to go to sleep because I was so ecstatic at first, so I wanted to calm myself down. Stupid me. So then I went to sleep and got up the next morning and went to pray with the monks. And the monks pray in a line facing one another. And so I looked down the aisle at one point and I saw something moving. And I looked a little closer and it was something hopping. And I looked again and the thing was hopping. It was a cricket and it hopped up on my shoe and it hopped away.
Oh, wow.
That's something? I thought, whoa. God and a bug. So time went by, years went by, I got ordained, and I was here at the beach, and I was saying Mass at Holy Family Church in Virginia Beach. And I went early in the morning, it was 8 o'clock, and I didn't have a sermon, or I didn't have a talk. And so I thought I would tell about the cricket. I would just tell that story and then go from there. So I told the story about the cricket, jumping up, jumping on my shoe. And when I finished, I didn't have anything to say. I just went blank. And all the crickets in the church started chirping. The look on people's faces. Some people just looked amazed. Other people looked scared. One man stood and just looked angry. And I thought to myself, when God really shows up, he gets a mixed reception.
Yeah. It's really true.
That really is true.
Does God speak to you?
Yes, God does speak to me. In my own mind, my own voice. At my first Mass, God said to me, I said to myself, I have great faith in God, and God spoke to me in my own thoughts, and God said, Tom, you have almost no faith in me, but I have enormous faith in you. Isn't that nice? I know it's God when it has that kind of bullseye sense to it.
Yes. Yes, there's a certainty. There's a sort of a knowing. Yes. I would say that's been my experience. The experiences have stayed with me most. When it's like a knowing comes up and it's like, that isn't my human voice. That's coming from some deeper place or larger perspective or something like that.
Right, I couldn't have said that.
Just kind of comes ringing through into your consciousness. Mm-hmm. Isn't that a beautiful thing?
Yes.
I love that.
I do too.
Mm-hmm. So if you were in a conversation with someone who said they don't believe in God and you were activated to try to prove the existence of God to someone, what would you tell them?
Well, I wouldn't tell them anything. But I would ask them, where do they think Shakespeare and Mozart and Chaucer and Beethoven, where do they think mathematics and music, great music, came from? Mm. It didn't come randomly. It didn't come by chance. And Shakespeare didn't come as a result of brain chemistry. There's something else in Shakespeare and Chaucer and Beethoven and Mozart that's there. So it had to start somewhere beyond us. I would also say to them, you know, you don't have God, you have your dreams. That's what you're worshiping. You're worshiping all the dreams that you have, and you want them to come true. And I would say, let God be your dream. Let love be your dream. Total, absolute, lovely, happy, energetic love. Let that be your dream.
You know, I find if I were having a discussion with someone, what I used to draw on with my dad, and even more so now, is I actually kind of turn to science, or similar to what you're saying, I turn to the unknown, like the mystery of it. So what certainly has caught my attention, and all of us here, some of the studies with Christopher's classes, you know, how do you explain some of these phenomena, such as intuition, premonition, deja vu, synchronicity, even near-death experiences. There's just so much that we can't explain. Even what starts the human heart beating, we don't know, you know, and all these sort of psychic phenomena that are mystifying, but also, you know, really delightful. And I found this quote. I just have to share this. So some people say, oh, well, you know, it's the Big Bang. It just happened. So listen to this. It has been said that the possibilities of life originating by accident are comparable to the probability of the unabridged dictionary originating from an explosion in a print shop. Right?
Right.
That, I mean, come on. That's phenomenal. So what is the value, Tom, of believing in God? You know, people say, I don't believe in God, they just go on their merry way. I mean, we talked a little bit with our fathers as they were approaching death, that there was value, there was peace for them. But in your daily life, what do you see as the value in believing in God, or having a sense of God?
Meaning. There has to be something more than the meaning I give things and the meaning I have for myself. I'm caught up in myself. You see my hand? That's myself. That's my ego shaking because I'm afraid of you. Now let me try to stop it. Okay. When I think of God, I think of one who brings us all together without fear, but in love. If I don't have that...
Here, get your mic on again.
Oh, it's my mic? Well, my mic fell over here.
Here. Tuck your little ear there. Now.
You're just like my mother.
It's kind of in your... it's kind of in your eye now, but...
There. Can you hear me now? Okay. If I just have me, I just have a very worried person. If I have God in my life, and I'm in God and God is in me, the universe is my oyster. The universe is my opportunity. There's more than my body, which is now falling apart. So, you know, life without God is a dead end. It's literally a dead end. If all there is material stuff, then we are screwed. But God is necessary for meaning, for deep meaning. As I look at you, I see God.
Same here.
Yeah, you're questing, you're loving, you're fixing my earpiece. You know, that's so sweet.
I know. I just can't imagine going through life without a sense of something higher happening, or to me it evokes a sense of awe and wonder and curiosity. You know, Einstein said never lose a holy curiosity, to just go through life with your eyes open, being aware, paying attention. You know, if Jesus said become like little children to experience the kingdom of God, that's how you do it, right? By not being caught up in your ego story or the material existence here. But if you think about experiences you've had of God before, hasn't it kind of been, God, right? God, it's the best.
Like when people say breathe, you know, that's kind of like, let God in.
Yeah.
Let God in.
Inspiration.
Inspiration. Yeah. Breathe
beautiful.
again.
Anything we haven't covered today, Tom?
Let's see. I can't think of it.
I can't either. No, we're not doing questions.
Okay.
I can see that. I can see that moment there. Thank you so much. I behold God in you, my friend.
And I you.
Love you dearly. Thank you for this time.
I'll miss
Our last one of these. Oh, it's very precious today. Thank you. Gosh, I could talk to you forever. This is so sweet. This is a time in our service for the sharing of our love offering in support of this amazing spiritual community, in support of all of you. You give and it's given back to you. Those of you who are present here, if you'd like to give via cash or check, we have a love offering basket in the back of the room. You're welcome to put your contribution in there. You can give on our website or on our Unity Renaissance app with a credit card or a debit card. The easiest way these days to contribute to Unity Renaissance is with your smartphone. Just text the word give and thereafter the number that, or the amount you wish to donate to the number
540-418-1228. Text now.
Thank you to all of you for your generous support of Unity Renaissance. I invite you to hold your gift in your hand and let's bless it with our offertory blessing together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful.
Give and it's given back to you. Give and it's given back to you. Give and it's given back to you. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. Back in good measure, it's given back to you. All right, choir. While the choir is moving, let me just quickly take this time to do an announcement that Richard will not have to sing. We will be doing our Christmas cantata in December, and we would love to have more choir members come and join us. Our first rehearsal will be the first Thursday of November. So that is November the 3rd. It'll be at 7 o'clock right here in this very room. So please feel free to join us, okay?
Especially men. Renaissance singers. Nicely done.
Bravo, choir. Bravo to Nick Hill. Thank you. Beautiful job, guys. Beautiful. We'd like to take a few moments now to welcome those who are new to Unity Renaissance. If you are here today for the first, second, or third time, we invite you to raise your hand nice and high. Hold up the appropriate number of fingers. 1 for your first visit, 2 for your second, 3 for your third. We have gifts for you. Our ushers will bring you a gift bag. If you look inside of that gift bag, you'll find a little card. Fill the card out, take it into our bookstore, and we have yet another gift for you in there. Thank you for being with us today, and we look forward to seeing you again and again. And with that, it is now time for the announcements.
All right. So before I start, I just want to thank and congratulate the Unity Sisterhood for, stepping up and getting the job done on our shades.
That's right. That is why we're doing it, because the Maid in the Shade, if we reached our goal, Richard was singing the announcements. I volunteered him to sing the announcements. And by the way, they've exceeded the $2,000 mark. We're at about $2,300. So bravo to all of you and to the Unity Sisterhood.
So before I start, I just want to apologize in advance for any inaccuracies or confusion I may cause by singing the announcements today. Take a moment after church to write a letter of encouragement for our incarcerated brothers and sisters. Everything's provided, and it could mean a lot to them, and you might even find a blessing for yourself. Coming up October 30th, trunk or treat, in case you're curious, hand out candy from your car. I know that sounds quite bizarre, but if you decorate your car real nice, you might even win an awesome prize. See the children laugh and smile, that's what makes it all worthwhile. Come rain or shine. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to be amazed. In just 2 weeks from today, we will present the incredible guitar virtuosity of fingerstyle guitar champion Christy Linnae. You'll be dazzled by her world-class wizardry on guitar and her award-winning songs. Christy Linnae will supply music for 11 a.m. service. Then you can enjoy super salad with a bowl of homemade soup, bread, beverage before the Christy Linnae concert at 1:30 featuring, that's right, Christy Linnae. Tickets to see this world-class artist are only $25, including lunch. Are you amazed yet? Woo! Well, here's the video. There we go. Oh, is there not a video? No?
Citizen.
way down in rural Alabama. Maximum security prison for convicted murderers, yeah. Learning meditation. What do you think of that? They are called the Dharma Brothers. Come see how their story ends. November 4th, the Dharma Brothers. Our next movie night, my friend. That was easy. We welcomed you in and loved you to pieces. Gave you a new perspective on Jesus. Now you feel you are home and wanting to stay. Well, you can make it official today. Did you know there are perks to membership? Yes, perks, I say. A 10% discount in our store every day. You can vote on church matters, let your voice be heard, and lots more committees now on which you can serve. Yes, there are perks to membership. Yes, perks, I say. But first you have to take a class with Paula questions you can ask, and happening tomorrow night. So come on out, your future's bright with perks. For membership, there's perks, I say. November 6th is New Member Sunday. Thank you very much.
I know, right? Right. I'm so grateful. What incredible talent and creativity you have. It's so much more than I even imagined it would be. Thank you, thank you. I just have a couple of quick other announcements. I really want to push this one. This is so big for us here at Unity Renaissance. This coming weekend is our Future of Christianity mini conference. It's at 7 o'clock both Friday and Saturday night. Friday night, we have it really sort of an all-star panel of interdenominational clergy from our region. Christopher Naughton will be hosting that panel with them. We'll be talking about what's happening, what are the trends in Christianity, how do we evolve from here. And then Saturday night, I have the great honor and joy of interviewing Bishop Carlton Pearson via Zoom to talk about pretty much the same thing, but Bishop Pearson is really unique in the sense of he sort of personally had an awakening. He was a rising star, really a mega star in the Pentecostal movement. He was sort of earmarked to be Oral Roberts' heir apparent, and he had sort of an awakening, and he began to question, for starters, the existence of hell, and that began a huge transformation in his life, a loss of everything that he had built up, his 6,000 member congregation and worldwide status. But I want you to hear a little bit about his story from this clip.
I came up with the conclusion that we probably got it wrong. And we misinterpreted that instead of the Bible being the inspired word of God, it's probably just the inspired word of man about God.
He began to preach inclusion, that everyone goes to heaven, and that there is no hell.
I just couldn't reconcile in my mind eternal torture, weeping, wailing, gnashing of teeth. It didn't make sense, and my experience of God was not that way.
But in turning his back on a spiteful and angry God, he unleashed the wrath of what he calls Christianity Incorporated. He was suddenly a mortal threat to the business of the Bible. Other pastors began to attack. He was barred from Oral Roberts University and removed from its board. And its namesake, his mentor, the creator of the prosperity gospel, warned him that preaching inclusion would destroy everything they'd built. He was declared a heretic and would lose his home and his friends.
I've had millionaires come up to me and say, if you change your message and go back to what you were, I'll buy you the property, I'll buy the building, we miss you, we need you, we want you as you were.
And when the devil knocks you back,
he says that Carlton Pearson is dead.
We love you at All Souls.
The reborn one, the newly energized one, is the Pastor Pearson who makes monthly Sunday visits to All Souls Unitarian Church in Tulsa. and the one who can now reach hundreds of thousands around the world from his living room with Facebook and YouTube messages.
The message that we have received, for which we paid a huge price, has opened a whole new world for us.
It's the message he's convinced his mentor heard as the two sat together and Oral Roberts approached the end of his life.
But I convinced him, I think, and when I finished, he stood up, and there's a scene in the movie, but he put his hand in his back pocket, and he looked up to the ceiling, and he said, I've listened very carefully to everything you said. Long pause. And I like what I hear. Man, that was as close to an affirmation as I was going to get.
And to an older, chastened, and yet happier Carlton Pearson, that now serves as quite enough.
I think there's so much more to God than we have tried to imagine.
So I'll be interviewing him on Zoom. Please join us for this. We're asking $45 for both nights. If you need some financial help to make that possible for you, please see me. Happy to help you out on that. You can purchase your tickets online, and we look forward to having a good turnout here in person as well as online. Finally, next Sunday, we are going to have a multi-generational service focused on the Golden Rule. Please plan to be here for that, if possible, in person. You know, our youth always light up the stage when they're up here, and sharing these spiritual truths really opens up our hearts. And one final reminder, I am hosting small group gatherings with folks in groups of 10 or less, just to have a chance to connect with you as my time here begins to draw to a close, talk about what we've accomplished together, what's ahead, kind of how everybody's doing with that. I really look forward to that. You can sign up for those small groups on the hall wall. You can also sign up on our website. Go to calendar, and you'll see them listed there, and go ahead and put your name in. With that, let's welcome in our children.
We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking, we are walking, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking, we are walking, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God.
All right, thank you so much. Oh, okay, Halloween's coming. A big thanks to our youth for their contributions to our love offering today. You guys, you're really getting this about giving and receiving, and everything you give makes a difference here. So bless you, and thank you. And who would like to share? Who are our sharing angels today? Yes, Amari.
Today we learned about peace painting.
Peace painting?
Yes.
Peace painting. And is this your peace? Oh, it's a peace sign. Oh, that's lovely. Nice job, Amari. Thank you. Yes, Sabrina.
Our unity principle for today is God is all good and active in everything everywhere.
Oh, God is all good and active in everything everywhere. We talked about that same thing. Yes, Espy.
Today we sculpted the different peace signs and what peace meant to us with Play-Doh.
Oh, nice. What peace meant to us. Thank you. Espy is our student minister next Sunday, by the way. Very excited about that. Anybody back here? Do we have somebody here? Did you have something you wanted to share? You did. Yes.
Having peace and harmony and quiet.
Peace, harmony, and quiet. Beautiful. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody back here? We keeping quiet today? All right. All is well. No? Did I miss somebody? Oh, I'm so sorry. Ragnar.
To be nice and kind to other people.
To be nice and kind to other people. Amen to that. Dakota, did you have something you wanted to say? I can. Oh, I'm a little curious.
Yeah, it's 1 week till Halloween, and we still need people for trunk or treat. This year, we've got a really special trophy for the winner, so show up.
All right, good. That'll be great. Yeah, next, gosh, I can't believe Halloween's here already. It comes around fast, doesn't it? All right, let's stand together now and join in our prayer for protection, followed by our peace song. Tom, would you like to join me up here? Together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Done on all today.